Hey everyone, and welcome back to yet another Questions and Answers with Mama's Uncut, where we answer your anonymous questions about parenting, motherhood, relationships, and we give you the best advice possible. Again, we got Lisa and Mindy. Hey guys.
Hello.
Ready to get started?
Yep.
Let's hop to it. Hello, I'm in a dilemma and do not know how to handle this. So I was hooking up with this guy in March and ended up pregnant exactly 1 month later. I had 2 pregnancy losses 2 years ago back to back, so I honestly thought I couldn't have any more kids. I am 10 weeks today. Well, the father failed to mention to me that he was still with his ex-fiance. And he said he had sex with me just to get back at her for moving her real child's father into her home briefly. He's telling me she's going to be around because he took on the role of the dad of her youngest son. I guess the boy calls him dad and everything. Apparently, they tried to get pregnant and they couldn't. And I guess she had a miscarriage in the process at one point in time. The real father is not there. I am keeping the child regardless of the situation, but I do not want my child around her or her children at all. I refuse to be cool with her and allow her to buy anything for my baby or hold my baby because I don't want any of that. Am I being selfish, or is this just me being protective like I should be? I had no idea about her at all when we had sex. I just really don't know what to do. I wanted to go to the extreme in getting a no contact order because I feel like she's telling her children they have a sibling on the way since they technically never broke up. This is very embarrassing for me as well, but I got a blessing out of the situation. He says they're not together anymore because he found out that she was having sex with her real child's father and the miscarriage might have been from him, and then she blamed it on my child's father. Please, ladies, I need advice on how to handle this situation. He said he's going to be there for me every day and raise the baby with me, but we will not be together, which is fine with me because I don't necessarily want the drama. Advice?
Okay, so first of all, what she's asking for isn't even legal.
Yeah.
Right? So in a world where they have joint custody of the child, so long as the child is safe with the dad, he's allowed to bring anybody around that he wants. And she can't say or do anything about it. And it sounds like the guy, while he's not into her, seems like a pretty good dad.
Yeah.
And wants to be involved in the child's life. And so she can say whatever she wants, but at a legal level, if they have joint custody, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Now, that's technically. On the emotional side, like, dude, this is your kid, right? Like, you don't get to use your kid as a weapon for, please don't do that. Having had a parent who did that, you don't want your child to feel like I do about my mom for many reasons, one of which was she used us as weapons against my dad. Terrible, terrible, terrible no-win situation for you.
Wow. That was a lot to take in, first of all. I'm glad I can take a breath here for a second. Yeah. So I think it's a little, I mean, if the ex that he hooked up with or was together with, and if they're split, I don't see, I mean, it sounds like he's not together with that ex-fiance anyways. Yeah. And she won't have any legal right to see the child. But if he gets back together with her, then she might have, it sounds like at this point, there's just a lot of drama and she's choosing to get angry at someone, and it might be that other woman who was involved. But if you look at it from the other woman's side, she has a lot of drama going on too, and she could just as easily look at her as the other woman. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah. So it seems like the situation is just a little too hot right now. I would tell her to just not stress about it. The baby's a ways away from being born, so she has time to let everything mellow. Sounds like the dad is wanting to be a dad, which is great. And if things evolve and change with his relationship with that ex of his, then you would have to build a relationship with her on some level to make it work for your child, right?
But let's take that woman out of the picture.
Yeah.
The guy has already committed to not being with her.
Yes. I mean, supposedly, this sounds messy.
Yeah, but so let's take that at face value and assume that he's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he's never going to be with anybody
Yeah.
during the life of this child. Which, like, is it? It sounded very much like it was anybody more so than this particular.
That could be. Yeah, and I think that she needs to reassess that really quickly, because I think any positive person in your child's life is a benefit to them, and that's great.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys are saying. I feel like she kind of like was getting close to this point and then she would pull back, but I think she's letting the emotions of like, oh crap, I got pregnant when I didn't want to get pregnant, kind of, you know, cloud her judgment a little bit. And I mean, neither woman knew about neither woman. And I think she needs to take that into account too. Like, this isn't the other woman's fault. And so, and so I think I think she just needs to take a step back. I get being protective and I get kind of wanting to raise your child and, the average way, I guess, with like two parents or whatever, but there's so many people have made blended families work. And like you were saying, there's just more people to love that child. And you can't be the reason why someone doesn't love that child. Like, you can't bring this child into like this huge dramatic situation. I mean, at the end, she says, I don't want the drama. But in the end, are you creating a lot of this drama?
Exactly.
So if you don't want the drama, then you're just gonna have to come to terms with if you and the father of that child aren't going to be together. Like you said, there's going to be women in and out of his life. Hopefully not a lot of women. Hopefully they're good women, but there's going to be women, and your child is going to be a part of that. So I think you just need to remember you don't want to be part of the drama. So let's not make any unnecessary drama if you don't have to.
Yep.
All right, guys, don't forget to send in your anonymous questions. Thanks.